Peace, YouTube family. I hope all is as well with y'all as it is with me. I know I normally do like 1 minute shorts, you know what I'm saying? But today we're gonna switch it up because the subject matter for today is ego. I was driving to work today and some told me just to look up the definition of the word ego. Because the consensus, just from my perspective, you know what I'm saying, from what I view it and how I view it, like the consensus is that there's a negative connotation to ego, like as if the ego is like detrimental, you know what I'm saying, and that's all it is. So I looked up the word, you know, and I'm gonna read every definition of the word ego. Ego, the self, especially as contrasted with another self or the world. Egotism, or an exaggerated sense of self. It could also mean self-esteem or self-respect. So as I'm reading these definitions, that's just the first set. As I'm reading the first set of these definitions, you know what I'm saying, I noticed that 2 of them were positive and only 1 was negative, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, it's your perspective on where you know what I'm saying, where you are. Like, is your sense of self exaggerated? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you going like just above and beyond to make yourself seem more than you are? You know what I mean? Do you have an inflated sense of self? You know what I'm saying? And then you get to the third definition, and this is one that like it sent me down a rabbit hole, you know what I'm saying? Because ego is one of the 3 divisions of psyche, you know what I'm saying? Speaking in terms of psychoanalytics, you know. And the third definition states, serves as the organized conscience, mediator between the person or the mind and reality, especially by functioning both in the perception of and adaptation to reality. And when I read that, I was like, dang. When I hear like functioning both in perception of and adaptation to reality, I'm thinking like spirit, you know what I'm saying? So like, your ego is kind of like your spirit, you know what I'm saying? Mediating between like your mind and the world, like, you know what I'm saying, as you see it, you know? So like, if you are aligned, you know what I'm saying, your ego can like get you in certain situations and positively, you know what I'm saying, and your ego can actually keep you in check, you know what I'm saying? And then I even went as far as to look at the thesaurus definition of the word ego. It reads, it's 2 definitions, dualistic. The first definition, a reasonable or justifiable sense of one's worth or importance. The second definition, an often unjustified feeling of being pleased with oneself or with one's situation or achievements. Your spirit gonna let you know. Like I said, you can only lie to yourself for so long, bro. if you are not justified within yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like if your outlook, if your self-esteem isn't justified, bro, you are operating in a false sense or a negative sense of ego. But you know when you've done the work. You know when like you've put blood, like you know when you've put blood, sweat, and tears into something. You know what I'm saying? And reaped all the rewards and benefits from it. So therefore, your ego about your like your self-esteem or self-respect or your sense of worth of, you know what I'm saying, your sense of worth or importance is justified at that, you know what I'm saying, at that point. If you know you've done the work, if you know you've been steadfast in progressing and, you know what I'm saying, pressing on toward the goal, you know what I'm saying, actually like achieving things that you wanted to achieve, you know. So it's like, your ego is essential. I say all that to say this, like your ego is essential, bro. Like, or the ego. The ego is essential. You know what I'm saying? The ego is a compass. You know what I'm saying? The ego can gauge, like you can gauge where you are based off of your ego. Like, am I justified having these thoughts and feelings, you know what I'm saying, about myself? You know what I mean? There is, and also you can like, if you aren't justified in a high self-esteem or what garners that, like what your spirit garners that, you know what I'm saying? Your spirit gonna let you know, like, nah, bro, you really ain't, you know what I'm saying? All that you talking, all that you boasting about, you know what I'm saying? That ain't right. You're not justified in those thoughts. You're not justified in those actions, in the way that you speaking. You know what I'm saying? Or on the other side of that token, you know what I'm saying? Your spirit gonna also let you know, hey, yeah, you him or you her for real. You know what I'm saying? You put in the work. You did the time. You know what I'm saying? You pressed on. You persevered. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you justified in feeling how you feel about yourself. You know? You justify in having a high self-esteem, a high sense of self. You justify in that. The ego is, or can be, beautiful if you are not underdeveloped. You know what I mean? Only someone who is underdeveloped and misaligned will mistreat and abuse ego.